What's up, book nerds? The Last Town by Blake Crouch. This is the third and final book in the Wayward Pine series. I was going to give this a 4, but I ended up giving it a 3.5, and we'll get into that in a second. If you like anything that I do, whether you find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, streaming on Twitch on Saturdays, throw me a follow or like, whichever. Just, yeah. Anyways, The Last Town. It starts off right in the shit, pretty much. It gives like a little bit of a backstory of the guy who creates the town and shit like that, and some things that happened in present day. It's like 2013 or whatever when the shit, like, they get it going. So, but bam, right back to the town. Abbeys are fucking attacking. People are trying to get to safety. It's a lot of 100 miles an hour real quick. Bam, 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 bam. But the two things, and I'm going to spoil the ending a little bit here. But one, super ambiguous ending. Didn't like it. And it's the epilogue that did it. But before that, they added a different love story in that I don't think was necessary. There was a third person that ended up falling in love with Ethan's wife back in 2013, which he's the one who pushed Ethan and his partner that were cheating on, like, Ethan was cheating with his partner against his wife. He gets them into the program, which they get into cryo into the future, right? Then they found it's all set up. He was out on a mission, like out in the wild. No one ever returns. He happened to return. Well, he's a fucking Delta Force operator, so those dudes are fucking badass. But he returns. There's like a little bit of a thing. Like it's really fucking unneeded, that part. Like that really kind of like pulled me out of the story a little bit. Plus, they like went a little into depth, like the people want to have sex, being a little too graphic. Like I don't really see the point of putting that in a story like this. So that kind of like pulled me back. But yeah, the main bad guy who created this and like shut the fields down and the walls, electric walls, like it's a real big thing of him being, I'm God, and you disobeyed me, and so you're all gonna fucking die. He gets his comeuppance. He gets sent out in the wild, so fuck that guy. But this was such a great book, except for the stupid love triangle, sexy time bullshit. Obviously, and I've said this in other book reviews, the sex stuff is not my thing when I read stories. Like, once you start getting graphic with it, I'm like, fuck. And I've talked to my friend Screaming Platypus about this, because she tells me about books she reads, and she gets so annoyed as well when that shit happens. It's like, why? She's like reading a horror book, and the main character gets finger blasted. She's like, why the fuck would this be in here? But anyways, back to this story. So, a lot of the fucking town dies, man. And they also find out that the stores they have, even without this horrible thing happening where the leader like shut down the electrified fences and opened the gates, like they only had like maybe 4 years left of sustainable food, because the winters where they're at are super bad. Like they get like 10-foot high snow mounds, shit like that. So it wasn't gonna last. So they were gonna have to leave Wayward Pines anyways, which is a desolate shithole land. So they find out after Ethan like storms the castle, convinces everyone that, this guy's an asshole. He's really, he has a god complex, blah, blah, blah. So they get everything under control. They come to a vote of, hey, what are we going to do with this guy? And instead of killing him or torturing him or, having a or which they would have in town when someone disobeyed, they'd all round him up like in weird costumes and beat him to death. They all voted like, we didn't want to be inhuman. We didn't want to be those people. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you out in the fucking wild and you deal with it. So as soon as they send him out past the gate, you start hearing the Abby screams, and you're like, yeah, you're gone, buddy. You're fucking gone. But there is like a point. They did have a Abby that was different. It was a female Abby, and she seemed to have like compassion in her eyes. And Ethan actually takes her and lets her go. Like sedates her at first so he can get her to the edge of the field, opens the gate, and she's just like, and walks out and turns, and they just have like a moment looking at each other, and she walks up, he shuts the gate. Now, what are they going to do about the food storage, right? They all have a vote. They don't tell you what's going to happen. It's just all of a sudden, it's Ethan with his family having the last meal in their house. Okay, so they're going to try and go south, right? No. They decide to go back into cryo. Okay, I get it. So, like, Ethan's idea is, like, maybe this one moment here in time, like me letting that Abby go, will plant a seed for hope down the line somewhere. Yeah, it'll take thousands of years, and they can maybe get back to, like, you know, us regular humans, like, having compassion, even though most of the time we don't, because we're all different, and some of us are complete assholes. But, yeah, so they're like, okay, let's go back into the ice cubes, right? So you're like, okay, that would be a cool ending, right? This is where I'm going to spoil it. The epilogue is literally a sentence. And it's barely a fucking sentence. Let me find it real quick. Yeah. Here it is. This is the fucking epilogue. Right there. So they, like, there's a heartfelt moment where he kisses his son goodbye and his wife, like, not knowing if they're ever going to wake up again. And the epilogue is 70,000 years later, Ethan Burke's eyes slammed open. It's the end of the book. That's a shit ending. I don't like that. I mean, it opens the door for more books, but that's, like, you could have left that as going back into cryo. I would have accepted that. But 70,000 years later, oh, Ethan opens his eyes, and that's the end. Like, you could have had him go into cryo and pop out and give a paragraph of what they found, but not just, oh, he woke up. Is he the only one that woke up, or is his family still alive? What about the other people? Sometimes ambiguous endings are cool, but this one I couldn't. The ending in the stupid love story knocked this book down to a 3.5. Otherwise, it would have been a 4.5. So, but anyways, still good series. I would still highly recommend it, but Wayward Pine series, The Last Town, go read it. Go read Nerds. All right, love you. Bye.